So, good morning. Thank you all for joining in today's webinar. Let me see how many participants we have, if we still need to wait for 1 minute. Okay, I think we can start. So, good morning again. Thank you all for joining. Today, we're going to talk about the upgraded System of Warranties. I'm sure you all know the System of Warranties, which requires buyers and sellers of rough diamonds and polished diamonds and jewelry containing diamonds to pass on the warranty statements on B2B invoices and on memos each time the diamonds change hands. So this warranty statement assures the next buyer that the diamonds originate from sources in compliance with the Kimberley process. Well, this system of warranties was recently upgraded and expanded. So we invited today Mrs. Elodie Daguzan, Executive Director of the World Diamond Council, to talk about the upgraded system of warranties and also the new online toolkit that they developed for suppliers and buyers. So if you have any questions during the webinar, you can type them in the Q&A box, and we will take some time after the webinar to answer these questions. So Elodie, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm delighted to be here with you in Antwerp because I'm actually in Antwerp. So it's the first time that I've been able to travel. And today, thank you, AWDC, for hosting us. And let's get right to the System of Warranties. But first of all, I would like to give you a little bit of background on the WDC. So as you may recall, the World Diamond Council is an international organization that represents the natural diamond industry and jewelry industry from mine to retail. It has a clear purpose. It is supposed to voice the natural diamond and jewelry industry position within the Kimberley process, but as well as protect the integrity of the diamond supply chain. And how do we do that? We do it by developing and implementing industry due diligence and self-regulation processes with the aim to further responsible sourcing, consumer confidence, and sustainable development. Back in 2002, the WDC created the System of Warranty with a very clear objective as well, to comply with, to support, and to strengthen the Kimberley process certification scheme through an industry self-regulation system. And that system would not only cover rough diamonds, remember, Kimberley process certificate, rough diamonds, but will also cover the trade in polished diamonds and jewelry. So going down through the industry pipeline. And this is the warranty statement that you've been applying both on your invoices and memo for a long time. Now, you might have heard that on September 21st, the WDC launched its revised System of Warranty on the International Day of Peace. And this initiative is a global mechanism that is meant to be used by and was designed for the global diamond industry. And now that's the difference. It consists of a declaration and an online self-assessment. And we will go deeper into this in a little bit. So bear in mind that the revised SOW is a global mechanism. It is not a standard. Therefore, it is not audited. And I repeat, it is not audited. It's a very important point. So why? The big question is, why did we do that? I mean, it's very simple, consumers' expectations. If we want a strong diamond industry from mine to retail, we need to meet today's consumers' expectation. They are very clear. So that is the only way to go. And that is why, we consider this revised SOW as a baseline to grow consumer confidence in diamonds. if we go back and look at history, what happened in 16 years? I'm saying 16 years because, you know, the SOW was created in 2002 and was revised in 2018. So in 2002, if we go back to the early days of the Kimberley process, the SOW was created, remember, to comply, support, and strengthen the Kimberley process certification scheme in order to pass on that warranty of conflict-free origin down to all segments of the pipeline. And you might also remember that the WDC was created by the WFDB and IDMA together, thus transforming, you know, the SOW to the cornerstone of the industry self-regulation. So what happened in between 2002 and 2018? Many industry challenges, and you've known them. Obviously, the biggest one is conflict diamonds, but we've also seen, you know, complex regulation from government coming in, a difficult access to finance, the threat of undisclosed laboratory-grown diamonds within our pipeline, and increasing competition from other luxury segments. And I'm thinking, you know, millennials, young girls might want to go for a luxury brand and buy a purse, or maybe soon again, a wonderful trip somewhere, you know, but might have, you know, less desire to buy diamonds. That's a very big issue. There's this need, demand, request for more responsible conduct, and this new generation, you know, that has very strong product requirements. So all in all, you know, back in 2010, the World Diamond Council revised its SOW, meaning that it worked prior to 2018 a lot, you know, on this, and came up with the guidelines. And that's the very big difference, you know, between I would say the original system of warranties and the expanded one. So now, in this newly improved industry self-regulation instrument, we have an expanded scope. The guidelines will cover, you know, human rights, labor rights, anti-corruption, and AML. So what is the SOW today? I mean, that's the question you're wondering. Well, it is still a warranty statement added to B2B invoices and memos. That needs to be applied every time that a rough diamond or polished diamond will change hands, because that's the only way you can pass on the warranty. But how do you do that? You apply that warranty once you have taken the self-assessment. That self-assessment will help you build or confirm your responsible practices, and then you'll be able to apply the warranty. What you need to know is that you will be given a unique identification number once you have successfully completed the self-assessment. And at your discretion, I'm repeating, at your discretion, you will be able to share this ID number with your commercial partners. You know, if you want to put forward that you're in compliance with the SOW guidelines. And again, why did we do it? We did it, you know, to ensure that the buyer of these diamonds, you know, will have the insurance that they come from a compliant source, from the KPCS, so a conflict-free origin, and that they also come from compliance to the SOW guidelines. But that's not the only reason. I mean, the underlying reason is obviously to preserve consumer confidence across our value chain, but also change the narrative around our industry, because that's something that we've been facing for a long time as well. So concretely, what's the difference between the old SOW and the revised one? It is still a printed warranty that you will put on your invoices and memos. But now you will use the guidelines, you know, you will use the self-assessment to confirm your adherence to the SOW guidelines. And that's a key element for this expanded SOW. The scope obviously has been expanded. It's not only KPCS So Kimberley Process Certification Scheme and Industry Self-Regulations. Now we have incorporated, universally accepted principles on human rights, labor rights, AML and anti-corruption. And also what has been also a very interesting exercise to do was an alignment exercise with other organizations in the industry. We did an alignment exercise with the De Beers Group and with the RJC, allowing companies that are already a site holder or an RJC certified member to be able to be already compliant. Why? Because the scope of the provision of the responsible jury sourcing code of practices or of the BPP's assurance program covers everything in the SOW. So you're obviously compliant. So that's a very interesting point as well. And through the SOW guidelines, you also get an awareness. You are encouraged, to be acquainted and familiar with the OECD guidelines as well. So how do you take, this? How do you use this revised SOW? You first take the self-assessment. We've created a dedicated website on which you can go, create an account, and take your self-assessment. The self-assessment has been designed to be tailor-made. It should be able, and it is aiming at every company, whatever your size, your place within the pipeline, the source of mining that you're using, your membership to any industry organizations. So you will use the filters to make it bespoke to your own company. And then again, it's important to remember that we did an alignment exercise, that therefore BPP compliant companies and RJC certified member, will have a very easy experience taking the self-assessment. So to take the self-assessment, we built a toolkit, a toolbox for you. So when you will hop on the website and before you take your self-assessment, be sure to download the SOW guidelines. Go through them, keep them next to you. They will help you. Also, you will be able to download explanatory notes, meaning that for every questions, we gave you an explanation of what it means, what it entails, to help you take this self-assessment. That self-assessment will help you build and confirm your responsible practices. That means if you're already doing everything that is prescribed, wonderful. But if you need a little bit of help, this will help you. Also, at some point, you might require, a policy template on human rights, labor rights, AML, anti-corruption. You'll be able to find them. There's a lot of resources on the SOW website at your disposal. You will be able to find fact sheets on the WDC, on the SOW, on the Kimberley process. There's very interesting FAQs as well, where you can find even response to what is a Kimberley process certificate. So please use them. Go take a deep dive into all these resources. That will be a great help for you to take the self-assessment. So on purpose, I put this slide to help you remember the difference between the old system of warranty statement and the revised one. So for example, after the webinar, you can go back to this presentation and check it out. So the difference in the with the revised system of warranty is that we added a nuance regarding the purchase of the source of the diamonds, because you might be a producer as well. And also we wanted to put, a bit of emphasis on where you are located, so that, because everything that is the most important thing is that obviously you abide by national law. So you can add exactly the country where you are working from. So let's talk about the applicability. Who is concerned with the revised system of warranties? Well, all buyers and sellers of rough and polished diamond and diamond jewelry. How do we do it? We pass on that warranty statement each time diamond or diamond jewelry change hands, but after taking the self-assessment. And a very important point as well is the transition period, because obviously it doesn't happen overnight. You know, on September 21st, we didn't go straight to the revised system of warranty. There is a 3-year transition period if you deal in rough diamonds, and a 5-year transition period for rough and diamonds set in jewelry. That's a very important point as well. So we see this revised system of warranty really as the baseline of industry self-regulation. It is a tool ready to use. You know, that's that instrument, that tool through the self-assessment will help you confirm your compliance with the SOW guidelines as well as the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. It is a continuous improvement, and I believe that might be one of the most important things to remember. It is a journey of continuous improvement. This is a way to encourage everyone to improve their business practices and confirm them. Not everybody has the same level of I would say, maturity, because it depends also on the size of your company. And it was very important, you know, when we revised the SOW to make sure that it would be a tool available for everyone, meaning even for SMEs. Because if you're multinational companies with 20,000 employees, obviously you go above and beyond the SOW because it's the baseline. So you will go to a certification against an international standard. But if you're a smaller company, if you're a 1 people company, 2 people, 10 people company, you will need a tool that is available and accessible and that can help you hop on this journey of continuous improvement. And also it helps promote responsible practices, you know, in our industry, and raise awareness on the best practices in line with our industry and universally accepted principle. And finally, it is a step forward, you know, because today we need to meet consumers' confidence and their expectation as well. It is crucial that we keep that confidence in our product. And also we said it, and I'm pretty sure that you in Antwerp understand it very well. It is crucial to change the narrative around our industry and showcase, you know, how much effort we are putting on an everyday basis to promote good business practices, responsible business practices. So let's recap. First, you go on the dedicated website and you create your account. Step 1. Then you will download the toolkit materials. You need these resources to help you go through the self-assessment. It will be very useful. Download them, print them, keep them somewhere next to you. Use them. That will be the best way. If you go on the self-assessment and start taking it without the resources, you might find it not so easy. And step 3, you complete the self-assessment and you download the submission, which is a PDF, and you get your unique identification number. And this process, you will repeat it every year. That's the very crucial point. So this is the revised system of warranty. So if we recap, it has an expanded scope. Now it is not only a declaration, it is taking a self-assessment to confirm your compliance with the SOW guidelines, which today include universally accepted principle on human rights, labor rights, AML, and anti-corruption. Once you have taken this self-assessment, you apply the revised SOW warranty statement. And that's something that you can do today, right now, right after the webinar. But if you choose to do so, you also have a transition period, 3 years for rough diamonds, 5 years for polished diamonds and diamond set in jewelry. I hope it is clear. If you have any questions, please, you have my email address. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elodie. That was very clear. I don't know if there are any questions. You can type them in the Q&A or in the chats. If there are, let me see, if there are no questions, maybe Elodie, I can ask a question. Is this obligatory by law? Is this regulation, or is it a guideline from the World Diamond Council?
No, it is not obligatory by law. It is a service that the WDC is providing the entire diamond industry. You know, our mandate is to protect the integrity of the natural diamond pipeline. You know, therefore, it is our duty to provide a tool to the entire diamond industry to assess, you know, their responsible practices, and also being able to extend the Kimberley process certification scheme, meaning pass on a warranty regarding the conflict-free origin of the diamonds, you know, that are going down the supply chain. That is crucial. So no, it is not obligatory by law.
I also wanted to ask, what if people need help with completing the self-assessment tool? Because we didn't really explain the questions today, because we thought maybe it would be too long for a first webinar on the topic. What if they need help? What if they have questions when completing the self-assessment tool?
Well, it's very easy. First, if you have any generic question, please come to me. Feel free to email me. But also, I'm happy to announce that we have now an international help desk that will be here, based in Antwerp, by the way, that will be dedicated to answering any question. Then we will do it as a team. So yes, we will be here to help you. We are not bringing this revised system of warranty and putting it out there and leaving you without no help. No. And obviously, you know, if you need more explanation, we can organize a Zoom with your company. So please reach out to us. Thank you.
Somebody asks, in which language is the website? I assume in English.
The website is in English. If you require in the future explanation in different languages, we will be able to do that as well. You know, that is why we are also reaching out to our sister organizations, some of the WDC members, so that we may get translation as well on different languages.
I see somebody asking, if you're a company outside the European Union, can you still get a unique acceptance number?
Of course.
Of course, yes.
It's a global mechanism. Please hop on from wherever you are. Of course, it's dedicated to the entire diamond industry.
Another interesting question, as this is for B2B, how will end consumers be aware of this initiative?
That's a very good question. And this is going to be on the side of the retailers. You know, we are also engaging with retailers. You know, next week I'm having a discussion with the Canadian Jewelers Association as well. They are, you know, requiring more and more assurance on diamonds, because, you know, they want to be able to answer any questions from their clients. So retailers will promote it as well. You know, it is our job to explain to retailers how the SOW works and what is its added value in terms of in terms of reputation and responsible practices. So retailers will play a crucial part, and I believe, that also, consumers, while asking about, origin of the diamonds, will be, more than pleased to hear about the SOW.
Another question I see here, can RJC members skip the self-assessment? I think you already partly answered that.
So it's not skipped. Please don't skip it. Do not skip it. But being an RJC certified member, when you will take the self-assessment, it will already be filled out. Why? Because, the scope of the SOW is comprised in the wide scope of the RJC Code of Practices. So that is why we did this alignment exercise. So please don't skip it. Just hop on the website. You will be asked if you are externally audited. You will have the choice to choose RJC or BPP. But if we're talking about RJC, and then you'll be able to upload your certificate. And once you have done that, the self-assessment will be completed for you because you are already externally audited against the RJC standard.
But Elodie, to give an idea, how long do you think does it take to answer the questions? Of course, there's some work behind the questions. Because
yeah.
That's, of course, the tricky part, or the thing that you have to do. For example, one of the questions is that you have a supply chain due diligence policy, etc.
Exactly.
So answering the questions is probably quite fast. You can do that. But of course, you need to have this supply chain policy in place to be able to answer yes to the question. And I also want to mention here, before you continue, Elodie, that of course AWDC also has a lot of guidance on supply chain due diligence. We also have it on the AWDC website under the chapter due diligence. You can find a supply chain due diligence policy and guidelines how to be able to comply with everything that is expected on a European level and on an international level when it comes to supply chain due diligence. So now, Elodie.
Thank you. I really like your question about how long it takes to take the self-assessment. It reminds me, when people ask me, how much is a diamond? It's very funny question. It depends, for some of you, it will take 5 minutes. For some of you, a bit more time. Why? Because you will take a deep dive into the resources that we are providing you with. So you might want to take some time to read and realize that you have already done everything that is required already within your company. So I guess it will depend. But remember, we are here to help you out. If you have any questions, any difficulty, please reach out.
Thank you. So I don't see any more questions. Let me check. One more question, and I then think we should wrap up. Hi, Elodie, if it's not mandatory by law, what is the added value of filling the self-assessment compared to RJC, BBP, and other labels? Isn't that an extra administrative burden on SMEs? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the question. It is not a burden, actually, because it is not audited, so it's going to be easier for you. And if you are already RJC certified or BPP compliant, taking the self-assessment will be like a walk in the park. So the added value of the SOW is very simple. It is a tool for every company within the diamond industry to build and confirm their responsible practices. There's only one thing we need to do today is to protect consumer confidence. So that is why we are providing you with a tool to assess and confirm your responsible practices, allowing you therefore to apply the SOW warranty statement. So I would say that the added value is that it is open to everyone and especially easy for SMEs.
Thank you, Elodie. And yes, what I also said earlier is there is European legislation on its way that will probably also oblige companies in Europe to do supply chain due diligence to understand where their goods are coming from, and to make sure there's no conflicts in any way linked to the diamonds that you're purchasing. So actually complying with the system of warranties already is actually also for a part already complying with future legislation that is coming our way. So that is why it's quite important to go to the website of the World Diamond Council, make an account, complete a self-assessment, and put a new warranty on your invoice and your memos.
But remember, reach out if you have any question, you know, when you're filling out your first self-assessment. If you're in the process or answering the question, you can always save and come back.
Okay, thank you very much, Elodie, for this interesting webinar.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
If any further questions, please contact Elodie. Of course, you can always contact AWDC help desk for any further questions. And thank you all for joining today and for asking your interesting questions.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.